Hello everyone, today I'm going to share something a little bit different. Not a highly polished video, just straight out of my iPhone and honest, authentic talk. I don't really have the time right now and to really edit and process a video, so I was like, okay, rather than not doing it, let's do it imperfect and let's see where that goes. So yeah, I recently have been undergoing a lot of changes in my life. For the people who don't know, I'm a photographer and web designer, and I've been struggling a lot with stress, overwhelm, and burnout for a few months, if not even years, but kind of like a high functioning burnout because I'm like always on the go, I do a lot of things at the same time. I run multiple businesses, and at some point I just realized it's not working anymore. So I need to change things, which I am doing and I've been doing for the past few months. And yeah, it's been a journey. So far for a little life update of mine. And yeah, I am currently transitioning a bit. I am still sticking with photography and web design. I always loved these professions and I always will, but there's a lot of things that aren't working anymore. So I'm changing those things up and yeah, will align them in a way that fits my purpose and my needs again. And talking about purpose brings me to something that I want to share because for me, purpose holds a very important value. Honestly, there's been times in my life where I felt like I lacked purpose severely. And those times were also where I had major anxiety phases where I just didn't, I kind of lost myself. I didn't really know where I would go, what my purpose was, why I'm here. And that lack of sense of direction or just that lack of knowing or adding some greater value to the world and to myself just really plunged me into some sorts of anxiety and depression. And that just really highlights the importance of this topic of purpose. And I think we often talk about purpose on social media and everywhere, and there's so many different definitions of it, and there's also a sense of pressure that comes with the term purpose, I think. And what my point is, what I kind of want to get at in this video, is that often we kind of like, even though purpose has very high meaning in our lives and has a lot of power, it's also, we tend to overthink purpose because we think that purpose is something that we choose once in our lives and then we stick with that one purpose for the rest of our lives. And that exactly is increasing the pressure to really find the right profession or the right way to go. That's why we overthink decisions, what creates fear, anxiety, and insecurity. But truth is that purpose is something that is not set in stone. It's ever evolving and adapting. It's dynamic. Just as you are dynamic and ever evolving, so is your purpose. Who you are today is not who you were yesterday, nor who you will be tomorrow. So how can you expect your purpose to stay with you? It doesn't necessarily mean that your purpose profoundly changes throughout your life, but it can. It can also mean subtle changes that are necessary. So, for example, in my case, I'm currently adjusting some things in my photography business and my web design business, adjusting the target groups, the services I want to provide, the way I'm approaching business. So more subtle changes, but at the same time, those things can also be major changes. For example, I am currently, since May, I've been training to become a mindfulness coach, and I haven't really told a lot of people about that, but psychology, self-development, personal development, mental health are topics that are very dear to me and I've always been super interested in, but I've always felt a bit hesitant to pursue that path because I was like, okay, there's so many people out there already coaching and talking about mental health. Who am I to come in now and share something else? But that's a topic for a whole other video. My point is, I always thought as myself as a creative person. And I thought that's what I'm supposed to do. And I can only stick to that one path only. So I kind of excluded all other possibilities that might have fit my purpose better. So what I'm saying here is I opened myself up again to explore what I really love and what I really appreciate in life, what I really want to bring to the world. And that also kind of made me come into contact with the Japanese concept of Ikigai, which I really love. And yeah, that kind of just was the starter for me to really be like, okay, I always loved mental health. I really want to add greater value to the world. I want to help people. What can I do? Because in some sort, these needs are already fulfilled with photography, etc. But for me, it was a bit more surface level, and I really had the need to go through a profound transformation and shift to really find something that fulfills me from the bottom up. And yeah, that's why I'm pursuing this path now. I will still be a creative. I love my creative side, as I said, but sometimes we also have to recognize that we are multidimensional beings. And some people, you might not be able to just fit into one box, into one kind of career. And I've noticed that I'm very much multi-passionate and always will be. And to be truly fulfilled with myself and my life, I can no longer deny those different aspects of myself. Hence, why I finally took the courage to take the first step by taking this certification, this program, and also learning a lot about it in the process. And just be true to myself and to who I really am, and no longer denying the fact that this might be the path that I want to explore. So that being said, as I said, purpose is never something that is set in stone. Sometimes the topic of purpose can really get us stuck because we want to squeeze and fit ourselves into a certain box that we put ourselves in, or that maybe other people put us in. But purpose is something that we have always the power to change and adapt and question. And I think that's actually the interesting part of life, that this is what makes the journey of life so interesting. That we can continuously explore ourselves and our own interests and needs, and that is the beauty of it, that we are ever evolving, and so is our purpose. So if you're currently in a spot where you either completely lost and don't know where to go from here, or you thought you found something that is your purpose and now you're starting to question it because you feel drained or uninspired, and just have that inner knowing that maybe something needs to change, let this be your sign that you are allowed to change. You are allowed to adapt, and purpose is ever evolving, and so are you. Thank you for listening.